Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of sports. NFL, MLB, that is. So, y'all check this out. Well, you know, the last couple of days, the news has been dominated by a very, very significant snub for the NFL's football's Hall of Fame, right? And it's very telling here. This is, and as people are outraged. Um, Actually, let's just call him Hall of Fame trainer, first ballot Hall of Fame trainer, actually, right? Bill Belichick, New England Patriots, has been snubbed. He's not going to be in the Hall of Fame on his first ballot. Now, there's outrage, which it probably should be outrage. Now, there's two sides to everything, but it probably should be in terms of accolades. You're talking six Super Bowls for crying out loud as the head coach, and two as a offensive or defensive coordinator. I'm not sure, but as a coordinator, assistant coach, two more. Um, that's pretty damn near much unprecedented. And change the way we look at it. According to the NFL players and coaches alike. So he's something to behold. That should be first ballot. Now, you have people saying the other side of it is because there's some people that who are voting that are, giving excuses because people are like, hey, you shouldn't be voting no more. But the excuses that you're hearing is like, hey, there's some people who's tried 3 or 4 times, haven't got in, and they're not going to ever get in if we don't let them in right now. Bill Belichick can get in the next time. Right? Yeah, that's cool. But when somebody got these kind of stats, it's like, hey, well, whatever is clever. Somebody with 6 Super Bowls, you're gonna have to let in right away. And so that's one argument for that. The other argument for Bill Belichick not getting in is, he's had a couple of cheating things that went down. With the deflated football, what they call it, I think they even call it deflate gate. Deflated football, and then he's supposed to have a few spying issues. Spying on other teams, which you're not allowed to do in the way you're not allowed to do it. Those are 2 issues that his career has had a problem with. So those are some reasons why he wouldn't be able to make it into the Hall of Fame of the first ballot. I'm both. I can understand both ways. My issue is we got to have that same energy for a lot of other things that have happened. Now, if we just leave it NFL for a minute, right? This outrage, because it's kind of like in unison, this outrage. This is what should have been happening last year, just last year. It's not about the Hall of Fame, but it's something damn near as important, and that's the MVP of the league. Just last year, Lamar Jackson, MVP, was just basically straight up taken from him. And the excuses were just ridiculous. The guy who won it, his stats wasn't what it should have been to warrant him getting the MVP over a Lamar Jackson season, right? The guys who's going to get the MVP this season, their stats won't be as good as Lamar Jackson's passing stats. If you're talking about a Matthew Stafford or a Drake May, their passing rating is at least 6, 7 points less than Lamar Jackson's was last year, right? Well, Drake May doesn't even have close to the amount of touchdowns with double amount of interceptions. Lamar Jackson had like 41 or 42 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Drake May is about 30 to 8, and your boy Matthew Stafford, what has he got? Matthew Stafford, he's got 46 to 8, which is pretty good, right? 46 to 8, but 42 to 4 is better, right? Passing rating of 119, damn near 120 for Lamar Jackson. Neither one of these guys are over 113. Even Drake May is not even 110, about 108. Stafford. I think Drake May is 113, which is pretty good, right? But those are less than Lamar Jackson, right? Less than Lamar Jackson in just passing stats, right? Now, for Lamar Jackson, that was the 120 is the 3rd best in the history, right? Passer rating. Now, the difference here, though, is where you really separated, where Lamar Jackson had to get it, definitely, was the fact he had over and over 900 yards rushing. Neither one of these guys are 400, right? That's what Drake May got, and young Drake May only got about 400, and Matthew Stafford, I ain't even gonna look at his. He got about as many as I got sitting here. All right, nowhere near. 900 is probably the most of a quarterback in ever besides Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick. And that's how many yards he put rushing on top of it. He could have had more, just giving the ball to your boy, Derrick Henry. It should have been outraged. And his team won, went to the playoffs, and when they played Josh Allen, his team won. Direct, right? So you have the head-to-head, you have the best passer rating ever, and the most yards a quarterback has ever rushed if it wasn't your same name, or Michael Vick. Two, aliens. The only ones got more yards. And you couldn't get that, and the guy who got it, passer rating wasn't there, way more interceptions, right? Only thing that Josh Allen had more than him was rushing touchdowns. Because when Josh Allen got close to the end zone, he ran it in himself via tush push, mostly. And the tush push, when Jalen Hurts does the tush push, we were damn near wanted to get rid of it. Josh Allen, then we start saying that, those are rushing touchdowns. Lamar could have done the same thing. We know that. So that one doesn't really count to me. Really doesn't. Because, most of his rushing touchdowns was about 14, if I can remember correctly. About 10 of those were tush pushes, guys. So, it was no reason to give him to him. None. It was just like, hey, Josh Allen, you could be a Pro Bowler, but the MVP is this guy. And then they started doing things that people didn't pay attention to. Like Josh Allen's offensive line was better than Lamar Jackson's, right? Nobody from Josh Allen's offensive line made it to the Pro Bowl. Cook is a damn good running back. Just wouldn't say, he is. So you would just say the narrative could be Josh Allen did more for his team because he has no help, right? That's what they would just say. And then they start elevating guys. Flowers just went to his first Pro Bowl. They start elevating guys, right, to be Pro Bowl. So you can say, look how many Pro Bowlers he has, Lamar Jackson, as opposed to your boy Josh Allen. Just stuff going down. There was no damn reason Josh Allen should have got the MVP over Lamar Jackson. The outrage should be just as bad as it is about Belichick, because what you're seeing is an all-time great being deprived. It's the same thing. All-time great Bill Belichick being deprived. An all-time great Lamar Jackson being deprived. Let somebody out-earn him, right? You don't give it, because Josh might get one with merit one time. But his season was not good enough to beat Lamar Jackson last year, and it should have been this outrage, but it's not. Now, let me just go over to MLB for a minute. Barry Bonds is the first ballot Hall of Famer, damn it, period. And this is almost exactly to Bill Belichick, if you ask me. If Bill Belichick is in the consideration to being one of the best NFL coaches of all time, one of the best baseball players of all time is Barry Bonds, right? If not the. Barry could be the. Bill Belichick could probably be the best of all time. Now, they have a little bit of, hey, they could have cheated here or there. Yeah, both of them, right? But we can all agree that maybe Bill Belichick didn't cheat his whole damn career, did he? Right? We could say that, but then we could say the same thing about Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds didn't cheat his whole damn career, did he? And what Barry Bonds did wasn't illegal at the time, even. Barry Bonds saw some busters doing something. Them busters, excuse me, I'm just using y'all. Y'all know I got love for you. Mark McGuire and your boy, who was the other guy, my man? Damn, I can't, Sammy Sosa. When they hit all them home runs, Barry Bonds was like, oh, so is this what we're going to do? We're going to allow that? Okay, let me just show you what would happen if I did what they're doing. And then he just showed you that. If we would have said, okay, it's illegal what they're doing, then he wouldn't have. But it wasn't. So it's like, okay, well, I'll do that and I'll show you what happens, right? And so Barry Bonds, if we're going to look away from what we consider, that what we think that Bill Belichick has did in terms of cheating, then damn it, you're going to look away with Barry Bonds. If Barry Bonds ain't in and we're not outraged, then damn it, Bill Belichick ain't in and we ain't outraged. If we're going to get outraged, then my point is I want someone other than me to bring up the fact that damn it, Lamar Jackson is MVP for 2024, and it shouldn't have been close, to be honest. It really shouldn't have. It shouldn't have been close. We should have rewarded a season of that caliber, especially the NFL, for someone who told him he couldn't even play the position. And his passer rating, what you said he couldn't do, to go work on yourself that good to become the very, very best. And then put your stuff that makes you better than everyone else, those Russians on top of that. Damn it, he's supposed to be the MVP. All his team had to do was make the playoffs, and they did that. In a very, very harder decision than over here with Buffalo, where they got Miami and who else they got over there that ain't winning nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's who he had to deal with. He's dealing with Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Cincinnati. You understand? Come on now. That shouldn't have happened. Another thing, Barry Bonds, first ballot Hall of Famer, period. Shouldn't have been no discussion. The best everybody knows damn well Barry Bonds was awesome before. You know, he just started taking them steroids and he stopped running. But he was in the 40-40 club before all of that. Come on. So if we're going to get outraged about Bill Belichick, just please bring up Lamar Jackson and Barry Bonds and bring that outrage to the table, and we can start doing some changes. Revamping the MVP voting, revamping the Hall of Fame voting, right? Because these people that are in there with these feelings they got, and you can't act like you don't see these kind of feelings, right? Because you can call some people that attack a damn Congress in free and fair elections, you can call those tourists instead of terrorists, which they are. And those terrorists have been rewarded with bonuses and masks to go harass, right? That's what's happening. So that's what those same type of people are probably voting. You know, those people are just not them. Those people are like us. You understand? They're all infiltrated in between. They don't tell you how they feel until it's time to go vote for fools, right? So if that's what's going down, you have domestic terrorists emboldened to go run around and harass normal citizens, right? All of these people, and especially the people up top, Colin Kaepernick ain't got a job, that can happen. And when it's time to be voting. And that don't probably have nothing to do with Bill Belichick, but it has a whole lot to do with Barry Bonds and Lamar Jackson. So put it all together, and let's get to one word, and that's called justice. To do that, you might have to revamp things. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, Bill Belichick, in my opinion, Hall of Fame. But damn it, Lamar Jackson was MVP, and Barry Bonds is Hall of Fame too. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all. For sure.